This is our car camping fully converted kitchen. Stay tuned, we'll show you all the details of it. Usually we like to cook on the fire, but sometimes you just can't. In BC there was some fire ban, so we had to cook from this nice view inside our trunk. To hide this SUV conversion, we use the blackout curtain to hide the kitchen. So if someone's trying to look inside, they won't see the kitchen or wood. We created an extended table using some pole that we hide at the top, cover underneath the bed platform. So we can remove them and put them on the ground so that we can after that install. So once the pole is removed, we can go inside where we created some hole to put the pole in, and using a screw or something we can actually secure it. Once we're done, we can put back the screw in a small hole so we never lose them. Here's a close look of the two holes. As a small trick, we use some colored tapes to differentiate the poles, and basically like we take the one that have a hole at the end of it and we place them in the hole, and then we secure it with the screw. There you go. And then by pulling the pole, we can see if it's stable, secure. We're doing the same thing with the second pole, just align it in the hole and then secure it with a screw or anything. So we're taking the screw there and we just will secure it just like the first one. I mean, using a screw is not the best way of doing it because when we're trying to remove it, it's a little bit harder. We should use something else that is not threaded, but I mean, this works. We put it there and then the poles are secure. You can even confirm it by pulling on them and you see it's stable. So now the next step is to use the next pole that will go inside the other one, and using some hole we will use some other pieces to make sure that they are not gonna fall off or extend. So we just align the hole and then we put able to put some pieces there. We store the bolt on the left side of our kitchen. We use the bolt on the hole on both of the poles to make it secure, and then we can go with the latest piece which we hide in the SUV. This time we use some square lock, they are more secure, and we'll place them at the end, which will allow us to have a stable table. But before that we have an extension to add, which actually is being used as a shelf. As you can see, underneath is our pantry, and there we have our extension including our kitchen stuff. So let's remove a few elements so that we can access the extension, and as you can see the extension goes underneath inside there, so it can fit inside the vehicle when the trunk is closed and that it's wide enough. We create a small hole on the bottom of the other sheet and we can just slide it through. Now that we have the extension, we just take the poles and make them go through this small hole that we created, and once that's done, it also helps secure the poles to not be going like to move inside or outside, so they are kind of locked there, and it makes the platform quite stable. So now we can use the last piece, insert the poles. It's a little bit tight, but it works. And then once they are installed, we can actually slide the countertop further away. By using the other poles now, we can actually secure the platform so that if we put some heavy weight on it, it will be on the ground and make sure that the pole and the weight is stable and that thing's gonna fall down. There you go. So now we have almost, the table is almost ready. There's only one more piece left to install. Next, countertop is hidden inside the trunk from left to right. There's some wood piece on both sides that allows sliding. Since we are sleeping in the vehicle, we cannot have a slide out table, so we use the trunk width to make sure that we have a big countertop. Using some square metal pieces, it allows easy installation by just looking underneath. You just place them over the pole and then you can just slide it. And then on the front, you just make sure that the poles goes behind the square bracket, and then the poles are basically aligned and very stable, and it's not gonna move anywhere. And now it's time for a drink once the table is ready. There you go. So now we have a very nice table countertop that we can cook on and cut, and yeah, it's pretty big, pretty amazing. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. Have you ever seen something like that before? And also, if you can subscribe, that will mean a lot. Thank you. Since the table wasn't totally leveled, we used some piece of wood that we had to make it a bit more leveled. Now that we're ready to cook, let's show you the other hidden feature.
On va vous montrer ce qu'on fait ici. Ça va être bon ça. Et on met du miel ici parce que j'en ai. Je pense que je vais mettre un peu de pesto. Pesto basilic, qu'est-ce que t'en penses ça? Ça serait bon, hein? Avec.
On the back of our trunk there's a small butane stovetop. These butane stove are small and lightweight, and it's as good as propane ones. They just take less space. The only problem with them is you have a lot of wind. It's not gonna be working well, or if you're in freezing conditions. When doing camping, you need to have a lot of ingredient spices. I mean, we wanted to be able to cook just like if we were at home. Okay, so let's go back to the kitchen of the SUV. Using some knife, we had cut a hole there to be able to use some kitchen paper while we're cooking, so that we don't need to open that hidden door. But when we open that door, that gives access to our kitchen utilities, our wine glasses, some glasses, the plates, and we use some paracord to actually hold them in place. But when we unfold everything, we are using the paracord over our trunk mechanism and then attach it back to the wood screw, so that things are going to stay open and stable, so that stuff don't go fall down. So now we have a complete access to our kitchen. As you can see on the right side, there's also something similar, which are the spices. The kitchen paper are actually accessible from both sides. Here's a final look from a longer distance. But wait, there's fewer items. There's a small hidden countertop here that we can use when we don't want to put the full table. Underneath, there's some kitchen pantry for easy accessible items. On the right side, we have pots and pans that we put. On the left side, we also have some other items. And then we can use that countertop to free our cooking area, and it's actually giving us a lot of countertop. For lights at night, we found a magnetic light that we just put at the top of our SUV door. So when we go underneath, it opens, and It's actually like motion detected lights. As you might have seen, that orange thing, we use that for our cooking utensils. We can hook that to our trunk mechanism, and as this is kind of foldable, it's not really holding straight, so we use some metal pieces that we use for marshmallows during when we can do fire, to actually make it like hold straight. So we had created a small loop at the top where we just place the metal piece that is strong enough to hold it, and then we have access to our utensils in a quite nice fashion. We have everything that we need in an easy access. And when we're done, we just roll that up and we're done. As I said earlier, the small countertop can be used for cooking. It's pretty useful when you just go in a parking lot and then you can just cook from the back of your SUV. Since we're cooking on the road, we wanted to make quick meals, so we bought a pressure cooker that can go on both induction cooktop or a gas stove. This have helped a lot to actually cook quick meals. When we stop at some places, we actually use like solar panels to recharge our power bank. Oh, here's Tony, enjoying the life of freedom. I guess he wants more freedom. Anyway, here's our second solar panel and the view of Abraham Lake. It's amazing. This allowed us to travel with the kids. Oh wait!
Oh, il y a un cat! There's a cat! Oh my god, there's a cat! Look at this cat! Tony!
As I said, with the car camping and the kitchen, it allowed us to do amazing hikes with the kids and show them some quite beautiful area of Alberta, including the cat. So here's the view of Siffleur Falls in Alberta near Abraham Lake, which is an area to discover.
Anthony.
Look at this awesome view.
Anthony, regarde.
Even the cat is enjoying it.
Ton. Allez, hop, recule. Tony! Alors, faut te tourner, ma chérie. Ah, faut savoir.
On est vraiment proche. All that being said, I think the kids really enjoyed their vacation.
Ah, ça arrête quand je filme. On se tente de danser, comme ça, de la musique.
Please note that we also took time to go to restaurant and our kids enjoyed that. Here's a scenic view of Abraham Lake when you're driving towards Abraham Lake. This view is just amazing. I mean, there's a lot of free camping spots. If you have an RV or van or anything, this is an area that you must visit. It's close to Banff, but it's amazing. So thank you for watching. If you like this video, please subscribe and please give us some comments. See you next time.